was talking to my best friend last night, and she said, Blair, she didn't say this, but she basically was saying, Blair, your yoga videos are boring. Because she's like, I don't want to just hear your routine and your agenda that you go to every week when you do class. I want to hear about what was cool and awesome and different about it. So then I was like, well, what are the things that really are fascinating? What are the things that I've thought in this class are really interesting? And how can I communicate it to you guys, as beginners or as yogins, that helps you to orient yourself and get a new or better relationship with the practice. So I thought, okay, how can I tell them what is yoga? What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you 6 images, just images that I pulled off the internet. I want you to look at them and think to yourself, okay, is this yoga? To me, does this represent what it is that I do when I show up to a studio or to the gym? And then I'm going to talk to you about why they are, or why maybe they are not. Okay? I'll wait. Ready? So, image number 1. She's doing a standard yoga asana that we do in a lot of our classes. I would argue that this is not yoga because what we have is somebody that perhaps has a distorted body image and looks a little bit like maybe she could even be ill. But one of the important things that we are learning is that yoga is not something that you turn to avoid your life, to avoid the world. And in this case, it certainly seems as though there's an extreme going on where maybe there are things in her life that she's trying to remove herself from, and she's using yoga as a passage to do that. Image number 2, arguably, absolutely this is yoga. This is 2 people, and the reason I say that is that this is 2 people clearly connected, doing a practice. It certainly doesn't seem like there's any inhibition about them, and their faces are great. Like, I love the guy's face. He's like, "Oh, this is amazing up dog. I love it." And, it doesn't have to be perfect. And the other thing that I love about this image is something that I struggle with constantly, and that's that both of them have their shoulders back. I have terrible, sitting like this all day, and they both are very open in their up dog, and I love that. They're like, life is so good. Image number 3. This is definitely yoga, and obviously I don't know what this guy's thinking. He could be thinking I need to put gas in the car, but this is actually something that we learned about. It's part of one of the 8 limbs. It is a meditative style. It's under the limb of Pratyahara, which is finding an open space in nature and letting it consume you. And this is just such a peaceful photo, and I just really got this impression that he is in this space. And I just, I think we can all relate to having those moments where you just look out there and you're like, this is huge. This is big. This is bigger than me. This is bigger than the water. This is bigger than the sun. It's all there. It's all connected. And that connection is one of the most resounding things about yoga. Image number 4. So again, I can't keep recommending this book enough. Yoga PhD, Carol Horton. Love her. I would say that this is more about you. This image is more about you and how you're processing it. So this could simply very clearly be a woman in, Warrior 2 sweating. No big deal. The way Carol Horton talks about it is that we have a commodification of self. So what that means is we are trying to sell ourselves, our bodies, our minds, our potential constantly in our culture. That is everything that we're taught from the time we are born. And so she makes this argument that obviously has permeated the yoga industry, and there's this a spirituality light about yoga when you start to apply these sort of either hypersexualized, overly muscular, just these sort of sexy images and sexy products and sexy things that fit into sort of like how, our capitalist system, right? So arguably, I would say that a lot of people might look at this and say, well, I don't look like that, and I'm not that, but that's where I want to be because I want to sell myself. I think that my life will somehow be enriched literally and figuratively, if I can look like that in my shoulders and be sweaty and sexy and perfect. Image number 5 is definitely yoga. And I wanted to put this in here because I love that this guy's house is like, whatever, because this is like what my house looks like. So you see an orange wall, but my house is a hot mess. So this is like his reality. This is his house. This is his life. And he's imperfectly doing dolphin, which is awesome because that's what we do. And he's doing it with his dog, who gives 0 fucks. I freaking love that. It's great. And so in image number 6 is absolutely yoga. And I wanted to include that one because you can do it anywhere, you know, and even to this day, so this is one of the journeys that I'm on with teacher training, is you don't take it out of the room. And I need to start doing that. It needs to start coming out of just that environment that we have created in our learning process. So take meditation out into the world. You know, you can't take asana. So here's the thing. You can take asana out into the world if you want to be like image number 4 and you have somebody with a fancy camera taking a picture of your sweaty, sexy body. That's fine. Do that. But you can so easily take the real part of yoga, which is just sitting there, taking a deep breath, existing in the world, and watching. Just watch it. Oh.